In Homabay County. They've dubbed it the County of Endless Potential. And of course, we are attending and casting our eyes on the precursor to the Madaraka Day celebration. And Homabay County has actually organized a pre-conference where various organizations, both non and governmental organizations, are actually gathering here at Tom Mboya University in Homabay County just to showcase what they're doing. And more importantly, as we move towards this year's Madaraka Day celebration, the theme, of course, being our water, our wealth, and there's no better organization that can actually discuss the issues or the wealth in waters than Maritime Authority, the Kenya Maritime Authority. And of course, we are here with one official here who will be discussing the need to actually the need to ensure safety in our waters, even as we go out there to exploit the endless potential in our large water body masses across the country. Senteo, welcome. One of the key issues that we will be discussing, of course, as we try to exploit the massive potential in our lakes or in our large water body masses is actually the safety. How safe is our waters in the country?
Thank you very much. Kenya Maritime Authority, as you know, is a regulator in the maritime industry in Kenya. And as much as we encourage our citizens to exploit the large water resources that we have, we want them to exploit them safely. Okay, so it's actually required for any operator of a vessel to have life-saving appliances. What I'm talking about is like a life jacket that I'm wearing right now, okay, which is the bare minimum that you require. And anyone...
The analogy of gospel. This gospel has been sung over the analogy of gospel. This gospel has been sung over the years, and still people continue to sin. And in this aspect, I'm talking about the number of people that continue to lose their lives in the lake. It is approximated that approximately 1,200 people actually fishermen drown in the lake each year. We are talking about 5,000 people actually losing their lives each year in terms of just accidents, fishermen who are actually going into the lake drowning, and very many other things. Why is it that Kenyans, and of course those that are actually using the lake, are not heeding this call?
As much as we try to sing the gospel, as you say, we also need to enforce it. Okay, so we work with other state agencies like the Coast Guard, the fisheries, to try and enforce the regulation that you must, when you're going into this water, wear a life jacket, because you don't know what will happen. Okay, so every time KMA does what you call surveys on small vessels. We register and survey small vessels. So every time we come and do surveys, and license the small vessels, we ensure first things what the operator have, the life-saving appliances. Okay, so after our surveys, we usually carry out enforcements in conjunction with the Coast Guard. So that is where we try and force this issue, because we tell people, 1 minute you'll think we're harassing you about this, but the next minute you're the ones telling us that somebody drowned, and we don't like that. We don't want to hear that. So it is both enforcement, it is both stakeholder engagement, and it is both public and private partnership, because people have to understand that.
Talking about survey of the vessels that are actually operating in the lake, how safe are they? We have actually seen people around the lake going out there looking for wood and actually coming up and with their small vessels, and the next day they're actually into the lake. So the question then is that how safe are they, and how do you ensure that you actually follow up to ensure that each and every vessel that actually gets into the lake is actually up to the required standards in terms of operation?
Okay, Kenya Maritime regulates the boat building industry. Okay, so what we did, we mapped the last financial year and the previous one, we mapped out all the boat builders in the country, including the lake regions. So we ensured that they build to the standards. So you'll find that the boat builders that are certified by us, we have seen how they build it. We have certified their standards. We have professional naval architects who do that.
Fantastic. The next question then is that the response in terms of if there's a calamity or an accident in the lake, how quickly can actually respond. And understand that under the Lake Basin Commission, and of course the partner states in around Lake Victoria, there's something that is actually coming up, the Maritime Rescue Center. How far is it in terms of just ensuring that its completion, and how long is it likely to start operation?
Okay, the Lake Victoria Maritime Rescue Center is a 3-year project that was started this financial year by KMA and is expected to be completed within 3 years. It will include having 3 fast rescue watercrafts that will be able to be launched at any time from the first center is in Kisumu. That's when we started. There'll still be one in Homabay, there'll be one on the other side in Siaya. We will have crafts that will be able to reach anywhere in our lake within an hour. Currently, we have one of the crafts coming in by the end of this financial year in June, and the second one is hopefully will be coming by the end of this calendar year in December. So, on the progress of the center, I'd say we're about 20% in, but it's a 3-year project. We expect it to be done by then.
Thank you very much. That is Senteo, an officer at the Kenya Maritime Authority, of course, giving us an update of exactly what is happening in terms of just ensuring that our lakes are actually safe, actually exploiting the lake, and other large body water masses can actually exploit it to its potential. But Njenga, one other thing that we'll be asking ourselves is that after the safety, the next thing is that to ensure that we actually exploit the resources that are actually into the lake. And the question that we've always asked ourselves is that when you are exploiting, when you are given fish, how far do you go about it in terms of exploitation? And we'll just have a look here at the fish that is actually available, and to see, because usually fish, you'll just do probably 40% of it, and the rest of what actually is thrown away. The question that we keep asking ourselves is pretty simple: is what else can we derive fish from the lake? Who will actually, from Kemfrey, will actually give us a brief of exactly what more you can actually derive.
We apologize for the technical hitch with our sound. Achola, we'll be getting back to you during our lunchtime news as you take us through the various areas that the conference is handling. That is a Blue Economy Conference, talking about exploiting the massive potential of our large water bodies, and also talking about how safe
that the jobs we are talking about are created. Hiyo tu ndio maneno. Mimi sina maneno kushinda hapo. These our BMUs have a very strong circle. We hope also that His Excellency can leave some support tomorrow so that we can support them. So that when we talk about fishing gear, they are able to get. And I just don't have the time. But we are very grateful, Waziri. Yesterday we were with you at Achich, we were with you in Geri. The support that your ministry is offering together with your PS and the entire team, we are very happy. Madam Mariacho, the support that IFAD is working together with the Kenya government to push forward is making a real difference in the lives of the people. We just want it to be added, increased, multiplied without subtraction so that we get to where we are going. Asante Victory for the work that you do, and the other private sector fish areas. Your Excellency Waziri, you're welcome to come and speak to your people. Kwa sababu hawa ni watu wako, waongeleshe, wazungumuzie, uambie, kama noma noma, kama mbaya mbaya, bad boy.
Thank you, Your Excellency Governor Gladys Atieno Nyasunawanga, for first of all hosting us in this great county. I will be as brief as the governor because we have to rush to some other function. We have had here, we have captured, we have taken note, and our responsibility is to work on the delivery. What I want the country and the world to know, that the conversation around our resources here, what is defined in the blue economy, as the others would call coffee black gold, for us, we're calling our fish blue gold going forward. And because we are dealing with gold, lives must transform. Wealth must be created. Opportunities must be availed. By all means, by hook or crook. Kama ni noma, noma. Kama ni mbaya, mbaya. But lives must change. And therefore, I really, on behalf of the ministry and the government, I want to thank the partners we have. I want to thank Gatsby, IFAD, and other partners, and the bank, the World Bank, and others for the partnership, and the collaboration that we've undertaken over the period. To the BMU's chairman, you're my friend. You came to my office with your team, and I told you, I come from a fisherfolk area. By extension, I asked someone, and the bad girl, I'll explain to you. I asked, we call ourselves, people in the coastal region, Itanga Baharia. People who come from the ocean, and they've used the ocean in one way or another. Wanasema sisi ni Baharia. Nikauliza, canoe, if you can move a canoe from one point to another, do I qualify to be called a Baharia? They told me yes. So as I stand here, mimi ni Baharia, kama vile wewe tu. Then I asked if I ever went out to the sea with my fishing line, dropped it and caught a few fish, do I qualify to be called a fisherman? They said, of course. So also I stand here as a fisherman. And in this space, it's not rocket science. You've done it over the period. For so long, what you've needed all along is the support from government and other institutions. So I want to tell you, we are committing to support you through and through. From diversifying, and we've learned from my brother Caesar here, Victoria, the programs they have run over the period, the support they have given. We know what it takes and what it means to our economy and ourselves if we diversify our means, particularly in catching fish. Particularly. Then the entire value chain, so that we must not allow our people to continue to suffer from post-harvest losses, so that you can preserve your fish well, you can value add properly, because the way I understand fish, there is nothing for throwing. Hata matumbo can be turned into something.
Then also, tutakubali waziri viongozi wote waondoke, tutaendelea na the next panel as we had agreed. Waziri akitembelea booths, tutabaki hapa ndani tuendelee na mazungumzo. Muomba my moderator of the second session kindly. Naomba check, naomba tuendelee. Mami, karibu.